on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Good morning. I am MODUPE AKINYOSOYE. Good afternoon. I beg your pardon. Here are the top stories. Presidency says President Buhari has served materially despite criticism. NMPP withdraws petition against Governor Abiodun, APC and INEC. In business, CBN dismisses reports of plan to phase out redesigned Naira notes. On the foreign scene, nurses in England begins 28-hour strike over pay. And in sports, Golden Eaglets begin under-17 AFCON campaign on winning note. Details of this and more coming up shortly. Welcome back. Now the news in details. Ahead of President Muhammadu Buhari's exit from office in a month's time, the presidency has insisted that he served meritoriously, and in spite of criticism, he has not left Nigeria the way he met it. The presidential communications team on Sunday released a 91-page document chronicling the achievement of President Buhari 8 years in office in 20 sectors. According to a statement released by presidential spokesman Femi Adesina, the document titled Buhari's Footprints on the Sands of Time replaced the half of information critics of the president had peddled. The document highlighted the different areas the president had caused major reforms. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has told the opposition parties to stop complaining about the 2023 presidential election and accept defeat. The minister described the claims by the opposition parties that elections were rigged as fraudulent. In a statement signed by Special Assistant on Media, Segun Adeyemi, on Sunday in Abuja, the minister stated that both Peter Obi of the Labour Party and Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, People's Democratic Party, lost the election woefully. Mohammed re-echoed President Muhammadu Buhari's submission that the opposition parties lost the election due to overconfidence and complacency. The federal government on Sunday gave a breakdown of the $1.2 million spent on the bus fare to evacuate stranded Nigerians from war-torn Sudan to Egypt borders for onward airlifting to Nigeria. The Permanent Secretary of the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry and Chair of the Situation Room on Evacuation of Nigerians from Sudan, Nasir Sani Guazo, gave the explanation after a closed-door meeting of the ministry in Abuja. He explained that $30,000 was paid per bus and that 40 buses were procured for the proper evacuation of Nigerian citizens stranded in Sudan. He also explained the delays experienced by Nigerians at the Egyptian borders, delays on payment caused by the Central Bank of Nigeria, and the request for visa payment by the Egyptian government. The United Nations World Food Programme, WFP, at the weekend said it is scaling up its emergency food provision services to meet the nutritional needs of 2.1 million people in the northeast region of Nigeria affected by insurgency. This was contained in a statement issued by the organization, where it expressed grave concern over the critical situation of food availability and the use of low agricultural activities to boost food supply and accessibility in the region. It noted that 4.3 million people in Borno, Adamawa and Yobe State faced severe hunger during the peak of the lean season between June and August 2023. The new Nigeria People's Party, NMPP in Ogun State, has withdrawn the petition it filed against Governor Dapo Abiodun's party, the All Progressives Congress, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The NMPP had approached the governorship election petition tribunal in Ogun, seeking cancellation of the March 18 governorship election over the omission of its name and logo on the ballot papers used for the election. But addressing newsmen in Abeokuta on Sunday, the party state chairman Olaposi Ogini disclosed that the NMPP had filed a notice had filed, a notice of discontinuance of the petition at the tribunal. Guinea noted that if the petition survives, it would alter the political calendar of Ogun State and bring disruption to the political system in the state. The Lagos State government has taken the delivery of the first set of electric buses for public transportation in the state. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu announced the delivery of the electric buses in a statement released on Sunday. Speaking on the benefits of the electric buses, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the vehicles will reduce carbon emissions and increase efficiency, adding that residents can now welcome cost-efficient transportation in the state. While describing the development as a game changer, the governor noted that electric buses can travel 280 kilometers at full charge. The police command in Imo says it has arrested 9 suspected members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, over the murder of 5 officers and 2 civilians in the state. Imo police spokesperson Henry Okoye, in a statement on Sunday, said the suspects were apprehended as their hideouts in Ombese local government area of Thursday. The police spokesperson said a 70-year-old man, Obali Paul, identified as a herbalist, was also arrested. The statement added that the suspects all confessed to be members of the dreaded IPOB ESN syndicate terrorizing the good people of Imo State during investigation. You are listening to the world news on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Abeokuta. Still to come, business, foreign and sports. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the rest of the news. In business and economy news, the Central Bank of Nigeria says it is not contemplating the withdrawal of the recently redesigned Naira note. A report had emerged that the Apex Bank may phase out the new note over scarcity. CBN spokesperson Isa Abdulmumin, in a statement on Sunday, did clarify that such speculations were unfounded. Abdulmumin said the bank has been taking delivery of a good quantity of the redesigned bank notes from the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting Company ahead of December deadline for the old notes. The bank urged members of the public to disregard any report suggesting a phase-out of the redesigned currency. On the foreign scene, nurses in England have started a 28-hour strike, which NHS bosses say is the largest industrial action so far. The Royal College of Nursing, RCN, rejected the government's pay offer and will walk out until midnight on Monday. This latest strike comes ahead of a crucial meeting between a number of health unions, ministers and NHS bosses on Tuesday, when the government's pay offer of 5% will be discussed. Health Secretary Steve Barclay described the RSN's decision to press ahead with its strike as premature and disrespectful to other unions taking part in the meeting. Still on the foreign scene, Turkish forces have killed the suspected leader of the Islamic State IS group in Syria. Abu Zain al-Qurashi is said to have taken over the group after his predecessor was killed last autumn. Today, Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan announced that the IS leader was neutralized in a Turkish MIT intelligence agency operation on Saturday. IS has so far made no comment on the reported operation. And lastly, in the world news, sport news. In the exciting world of sport, Favour Daniel's 76 minutes strike gave Nigeria Golden Eaglets a 1-0 win in their Group B opener at Under-17 African Cup of Nations in Algeria on Sunday. The coach, Nduka Ugbade's side, missed several goal-scoring chances in the encounter against the young Zambian team. Substitute Light, aka, should have doubled Nigerian advantage in the 89th minute from the penalty spot, but his tame penalty was saved by the Zambian goalkeeper. The Golden Eaglets will now face Morocco in their next game on Wednesday, while Zambia tackles South Africa. Still in sport, Erling Haaland scored goal number 50 this season as reigning champions Manchester City returned to the top of the Premier League table with a 2-1 win over Fulham on Sunday. Haaland's third-minute penalty was his goal on the 34 in the Premier League, equaling the number set by Andy Cole and Alan Shearer. Carlos Vinicius equalized for Fulham in the 15th minute, but Julian Alvarez restored City's lead 9 minutes before halftime with a brilliant shot into the far corner from just outside the box. Elsewhere, high flyer Newcastle United came from a goal down to beat relegation-threatened Southampton by 3-1. Manchester United also remained in the hunt for a top 4 finish with a 1-0 win at home to Aston Villa. To end the world news, a quick recap of the major stories. Reported that presidency said President Buhari has served meritoriously despite criticism. We also reported that NMPP withdrawn petition against Governor Abiodun, APC and INEC. In business news, we reported that CBN dismissed reports of plan to phase out redesigned Naira note. On the foreign scene, we also reported that nurses in England begin 28-hour strike over pay. And in sport, Golden Eaglets begin under-17 AFCON campaign on winning note. For more, the world news was edited and produced by Oluwafisayomi Ajibola. For more news and updates, you can follow us on social media. On Facebook, www.aliyamoye.com. On Twitter, at aliyamoye.tv, at ALIyamoyeTv and radio. On Instagram, at ALIyamoyeTv and radio. You can also log on to our website, www.aliyamoyeTv and radio. Thank you so much for listening. I am MODUPE AKINYOSOYE. Good afternoon.